preparing to live stream the meeting. Setting your meeting, it's done. Redirecting. Perfect. You know what perfect is? Perfect is perfect today. For me, it's a perfect day. Okay, so what I want to do today is housekeeping and try to get us over the goalpost. And what do we need to do? We only have a couple of assignments to do, and we're ready to go. So, number one, let me tell you, Danielle has volunteered to do an office hour for this week. Today is Wednesday. When is it, Daniel?
It's tomorrow at from 9 a.m. to 10 in the morning. And
Okay, I
I'll
think,
post via the announcements a link that'll go to your email as well. So just email me if you guys want to come and we can coordinate it.
okay, everyone has Daniel's email. Daniel has volunteered. He says, since it's the very last week, that people are going to be trying to go for their project and tidy it up. So he's there to help you. Okay, so let me share my screen. As I said before, I'll do some housekeeping. I'll go over what to do, and then I will see, I'll end a bit early and have my office hours, and I will deal with any personal issues anyone has. And as usual, when we deal with any of our personal issues, of course, we give the free to go here. Okay, so let me share my screen. And in sharing my screen, hopefully it will work, right? And we see ourselves here in the screen here. Sabrina, we see your head kind of tilted there, and then she really set it in. Okay, so we're perfect there. So let's go to the content. And what do I always want to do is I want to look at what's due. And I'm going to turn off my edit mode so it looks exactly like yours. Okay, so Haley, do you see my screen? Yes,
Yes,
no?
yes, I see.
Okay, so if we look at what's due, we're going to go down a couple of parts, and we see that we already had the exam that was in person, and I will be grading your second part, your open-ended, by the end of the week, and we will have the curve posted by Monday. So the curve for the exam will be, plus your individual scores will be posted on Monday. It will be 50% for the multiple choice and 50% for the open-ended questions. Okay, so that will be for Monday. The next thing then, that is in the past, right? You remember how we basically, remember, Haley, we did the analytics. You remember? And we said that was the past. Now we're going to be talking about what is the future. So the future is this Monday, we do our final project in class presentation. This is the second to last assignment that you will be doing. And for your class presentation, all your team members are required to attend. And we will be going over your final group presentation. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to go to audit assignment instructions. And if I looked at audit assignment instructions, go to final project in class presentation to the professor. And before I look at it, what you'll be doing is you will be presenting to me your final project, and I will be going over it and giving you feedback. I expect it to be final, but I will be giving you feedback on how to do those little tweaks to basically make it better. Instead of you doing a final recording, I want to give you a chance not only for you to do almost like you can think about it as a dry run for your final presentation, but also a way for me to see what you've done and also to give you feedback on it. So I'm going to open up the project presentation and you'll see that. And the final project presentation to the professor, I expect you to be appropriately dressed, and that means you can dress casual. You don't have to dress up in suits like you're going to the most formal interview, but you have to be dressed as if you were doing a presentation to a group of investors. And since these are tech, AI, gen startups that you're going to be doing, you can dress casual, business casual. But I don't want you to be laying in your bed. I don't want to be with your pillows. You want to present yourself as professional. But what I call business casual is wear a shirt, right? So don't, Haley, that's how I call business casual. But instead, Haley, rather than being on the bed, is get on a chair or something like that, put your computer there. For our class, like we're really informal, but this would be. So the goal is to present your project to your professor for feedback. And here you want to also make sure that your website before you start presenting looks good. It should look good on not only your computer website, but it should look good also on mobile as well. Each group will be roughly 7 minutes of a live presentation. How many groups do we have, Daniel?
I'll check.
Okay. What I will be doing is you will introduce each person in your group.
9 groups.
9 groups, perfect. So that should take about 63 minutes. And it'll take longer with me chatting and giving you more feedback. But count on 7 minutes. Assign one person in your group to be the main presenter for class efficiency. Later on, after I give you feedback, you will record a formal presentation, Haley, where each person in your group will be contributing to the final presentation. But for right now, my goal is to look over your website, look at your group project, and point out things that need what I call tweaking. You'll create a PowerPoint, some kind of slide presentation. You want to keep it short. You don't want to have too many slides. But in one of the slides, and I don't know, Daniel, if we should put it, in one of the slides, I want their URL to appear with that's linkable. So when I go through their PowerPoint or they pass their PowerPoint slides to someone else, that they'll have a linkable link. Or maybe do they want to put that on the first page? What do you think, Daniel? Like on the cover sheet?
I can put that in the instruction.
Yeah. And what do you think? Do you think they should put it on the first slide with their names?
Yeah.
That'll be a good thing. Put it on and make sure that it's linkable, that when you run through your PowerPoint, that you can link to it. My goal here is you want to get your slide that it doesn't say BTE210-J project, but rather presenting as if you were to investors. Nobody cares about BTE210. Nobody cares about J. Nobody cares about group project. They care about what is your business. Introduce basically all your members in your group quickly. And then what I wanted you to do is showcase your website. I want you to showcase your website to make sure that everything works in your website. What you should do between now and Monday is each member of your group should be looking at your entire project. So it's not if I were assigned fast spots and somebody else was assigned social media, it if I were not assigned social media, I should be going to all the social media. I should be responding to all the social media. So all your group members, do you understand that, Haley? All your group members should be following all the social media accounts, should be responding, should be replying, should be making some contributions. It's just not that one that created the social media. Show that you have enough posts on each social page. So between now and Monday, you should be putting in posts. And also between Monday and your final recording, you should be putting in additional posts, and each of you should be checking it. You know that, remember, each student needs to make a short video showing some of your AI offerings. Also, make sure you provide in writing on the website what each video showcases rather than just showing it. You want to show that your FastBot works by chatting with it a few times. Also, everyone in your group should be testing that out too. So maybe, Daniel, now that I'm speaking about, maybe we should put that in the instructions, that not only showing, but before they start, that each person in the group has the responsibility to make sure that they should be responding to it. So that'll be good. Show your notebook LM podcast. You just want to show that it's working. Later on, you can do more. Show your contact page, and on your contact page and others, you should be showing your VAPI, right? And you should be on the mobiles. You should make sure that it's clickable on your mobile phone, that everybody in your group chats with your VAPI to make sure it works. And when it doesn't, or you have issues with it, go back to and try to fix it before even you do that on Monday. The SEO you should have done, and there is a way you should show your fast spots. That's why it's important for more than one person to try the fast spots, and you should try it multiple times. So when you get an overview dashboard, you'll get some results. There won't be just zeros there. So each of you is responsible of responding to the fast spots, even though you may not have done it. Questions about this?
Sorry, for clarification, should all of us present, or you only want one person presenting next week?
I want one for Monday. I want one person presenting just so it'll be more efficient. I want
Okay.
everybody in your group there. And who is group one? Daniel. Here.
Group one, Tessa, Jared, Rian, and Sia.
Okay, I don't even know if they're here. But I want everybody also that we may want to send out something. Daniel, remind me, sending out that everybody has to be, just like the exam, 10 minutes, everybody should be ahead of schedule and being online. We will start immediately. Notice that we kind of dilly a little bit and dally a little bit till we get going our audio and moving through. So we will start with group one immediately at 5:05. And if group one is not here, we will go to group 2, 3, 4 as well. I expect your project to be completed. There may be some problems with, maybe it's not exact. I also expect that you look at your project. Everyone is responsible to look at your project and make sure that it makes sense. So Alexa, when you think about it, I want everybody, not just the one person, oh, I did my fast spot, I did my social media, I did my VAPI, I was in charge of the team or whatever, is look at your project as a whole and then try to hone in and make sure that the wording is precise of what problem are you trying to solve and how are you going to solve it. And you may even think about the Notebook LM, the VAPI, and the FastSpot as products, Alexa, that you could possibly be using if it makes sense. That it may be products that you can say, hey, do you want a podcast, an up-to-date podcast for your company? Either we can provide that service, or maybe you said we can teach you how to do it. You know, do you want for your call center or when people are contacting you, do you want to have an intelligent call agent and we can provide you with a number? We can help you with that. We can show you how to do it, or we can provide a service, right, Alexa? And what is it? Do you want a chat bot? We can provide a service. So even use those, Alexa. You understand? You already have it on your side. Why not offer it as a service? Did you know any of this before? No. Even the ideas of, do you want to do Zoom recording with also a live stream to YouTube? Do you know how to do that, Alexa? Of course you do, right? You could offer that as a service. Do you understand? So I say it again, where I learned it from Microsoft, is let's eat our own dog food. If we do it ourselves in-house. That's how Amazon started with their web services. They had to do their back end. So they said, we know how to do the back end. We know how to sell. We already have cloud services. Why not offer it to other people? So I'm saying you already know how to do those services, offer it to others. Questions on that? So for Monday, to make it clear, I want just you to assign one person that will be presenting. I want everyone to have been involved in basically in setting it up and basically reviewing your websites. And then I will go through, and my purpose is I will interrupt you just to give you feedback of what, Anna, I think you should improve upon. Because what happens is people say, oh, if I knew we just had to do that to earn an A for our project, we would have done it. But I say, the semester's over. So instead, Anna, what I'm saying is, hey, if I say, you should do some more social media, or you should do some, your videos, or or the explanation is not clear, something like that, that you can make sure that you can edit it. Questions? Mark, did you get it? Okay.
You have no questions. I got it.
Got it. Great. So what group are you? What group number, Mark?
Group 3.
Okay, now we're going to do sign language.
Yeah.
You're checking if I have Alzheimer's now. How many fingers do I have up? 3? Or is it 4? Okay,
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that would
okay.
be easier to do with my left hand, but
Okay. So 3. Okay. So that's number 1. Everybody got it. So that is what you need to do. Now let me go back. After you do your final project in class presentation, everybody needs to be there. We will take attendance, but not only that, what I want to make sure happens, Haley, in your group and others, is, let's say, Haley, you were the one presenting, you would want your others to be taking notes as well to what needs to be improved. Because you're going to be busy showing, let's say you're going to be busy showing to me, you need to say, okay, who are the note takers? Also, what you need to do is, since we're going to be going quickly through it, the first, everybody needs to be prepared already and have their website available, have their PowerPoints, and then and ready to share their screen, right? Not being looking, oh, I didn't know that I couldn't share. Oh, this link doesn't work or whatever. So you need to be actually prepared. So you want to practice that before our steps. The next step to do is the final project. Let me go back to what's due. We've done the exam. We know the final project, which is due April 28th. And on Wednesday, April 30th, is you need to do your recording. And I'd say even April 30th, I would say by at least maybe even by noon. Rather than 5 p.m., I would do it by noon so you have time to do the peer review. The peer review, and I don't know if you want to state this here, Daniel, is I want the peer review to be done after they do their final recording. Can you emphasize that?
Yeah, it says that in bold.
Okay. Where does it's after completing the final project above? Perfect. The peer review. Can you be so kind and also highlight in yellow that?
Sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So if I do the audit assignment final project, let me go to the audit assignment final project. Audit assignment final steps is right here. The final steps is I want your group to record a group presentation. Everybody is involved. And I want you to present it as if you were presenting to a group of investors who knew nothing about your project. I want you to sell your services. So you need to record with your group members. And another point that you want to do is you want the person who's recording Zoom must also have a YouTube live stream account that works. You remember in the beginning, that was one of our first assignments, and there were some people that were having issues. So make sure in your group, make sure that that YouTube channel can stream to YouTube, and make sure that who's ever using Zoom has checked off in the Zoom settings live stream. You'll be doing a 10-minute, 15-minute recorded presentation, however long, you don't want to make it too long, however long it is to show off your services. Make sure you live stream to YouTube, and you also have Zoom AI Companion turned on. So both of these have to be in the settings. In your miami.edu settings, make sure live to YouTube is on. Make sure Zoom AI Companion Summary is also turned on. Basically, you want to use your presentation that you have done before and make note. You can, based on even my comments or based on after you do the Monday presentation, you can make tweaks to your slideshow. If you think, hey, I wanted to add another slide, I wanted to reduce it, based on what you see other students doing, that may give you impetus, saying, hey, we got to step it up. Our slides didn't look good as, another group. You can make those changes. Whatever changes you do in this recording, you'll also put in writing what updates you made since the last presentation. So you'll do the same things. You'll basically show your website. You'll have a link that is, you'll be using that PowerPoint, and basically you'll be going into depth and things that even the improvements that I didn't see before, you'll show it. And you'll go back to the rest of your slides. You'll show your SEO. You can see if you could find, typing your URL, can you find it on Google's part? You'll show your fast spots like you did before. You'll place that screenshot and slideshow that what it looks like. You'll place here your fast spots. You'll actually show it. And then you'll have again that last slide. You may want to change the last slide based on what happened between Monday and the time that it was due, based on the contribution, because people may have contributed more after the presentation. And then you'll follow Group Zero's example. Group Zero did an excellent job of showing you how to follow it. You know that it is in the audit section. This is the part you'll want to have your URL, which most of you have, your full URL. And here you'll put in the corrections you've made since the feedback from professor. You'll put in your final group link recording, of course, recorded to the cloud, of course, with no password. You'll put your final group YouTube live streaming list link. You'll put your AI companion summary meeting so you can see everything has been, why I make this is almost like our final exam. Everything is built up of what we've learned in the class before. We'll have our final group presentation attached within this folder. So any other, you'll attach your PowerPoint or any additional media to do. Questions? Anything in the chat or anything that you'd like to unmic and not clear? So basically, Monday is like the preview. And when it's due, what is that, the 30th? Before the 30th, you will then do the full recording and make it the best that you can. And it'll be recorded. Isa, you have a question? Is that clear? 2 thumbs for me. Okay. The next thing that I want to make sure you do is this. Go back to J, go back to what's due. And what's due is right here is we have the peer review. The peer review is only done after the assignment is finished, after you've done the recording. And in this point, I want you to step back and evaluate yourself, step back and evaluate your group members. And if I go back to audit assignment, you will see this right here. Pay attention, in this case, Alexa, that this peer review will not be put in the audit area. Why do you think so, Alexa?
Because it's meant to be confidential. And
Exactly. And is the audit area confidential? Not only is it not confidential for your group, but it's not confidential for the whole class. And you remember what we always talk about in this class is the need to know, right? And what we do for our evaluation is that need to know. So in this final group, you need to download this document. And when you download this document, when you download this document, you will see there's a peer review and it says enable editing. Make sure you enable editing, and then you want to save it as a PDF. Your Responses will remain confidential. And this is the only where that I put BTE 210, right? For group work, and should not be shared among team members. The evaluation is intended to ensure fair grading, be accurate in grading yourself and others. And if you look, you can look at the course syllabus of how peer review is graded. So here you put your name, your team, company name, and then you put yourself here, put your name here, put your group members. Actually, some of you make sure that you spell your group numbers, and not only put their first name, put their last name as well, right? So we have their group members here, and here are 1 to 5. If is responsive in group chat to emails, followed through on commitments, deliverables completed on time, quality of work produced, and made a meaningful and unique contribution. What I want to emphasize, this should be intended to be accurate. I have sometimes groups that, they give everybody 5s and everybody is just happy as can be. And when you look at the group, you know that that was not accurate. And this will be reflected in your grade. So make sure what I want then is a time to reflect. And this you can even, fill out. If you need more space, you can edit this as well, of basically for yourself, add detailed why you gave your grade. What have you done? This specific task, and list what specific tasks were completed. Up here, I just say, was it deliverable, what quality, but what was delivered and how well were those specific tasks done? And you have those for all your responses. And here at the end, if you have to have on the course, the project, or anything else you'd like us to know, especially if you'd like me to know, please put that in your additional conference. You save it as a PDF, right? And once you save it as a PDF, you click on Final Project Peer Review, and you will submit it. And then you can upload the files as well. And this must be done, no late submissions. So this way we get it done. We start doing your grading, your evaluations, and we're finished with the semester. And hopefully this project you can take along with you. Questions? So Alexa, we know what's to be done. So how I would look at this next stop, Alexa, is getting with the group and looking at the entire project together, because everybody was kind of concentrating on my part, and looking at it together, of reading through it. Can we make it cleaner? Can we make it more concise? Have each person, and you can even do this in a Zoom session, is have each of you separately go through all the social media, respond to all the social media, respond to the FastSpots, ask questions on the FastSpot, ask questions of the VAPI, and go through all, make sure all the links work. And then assign one person in the group, and you may want to do do a review with that person of how they're going to present. My main goal on Monday is to give you feedback, little things to say, and hopefully, Alexa, with your group, I say, hey, that looks fantastic. Go ahead and record, and let's go and see me later, alligator. That's what would be the best, wouldn't it be, Alexa? Saying, hey, fantastic. You met all the qualifications, and you went beyond just checking all the boxes. It is very good. You can go and sell it. And listen, Alexa, you have a full domain name, you have a working website, you have a company that you could, if you wanted, you could even put it for sale. The domain name you could sell. You have that for a year. You have a website that they can take over, right? Even if you wanted to be working, you could help a company saying, hey, you want to be that, or you could actually be basically provide those services. Or you could say, hey, I'm going for another job and they want to know, what have I done? Hey, I know how to do AI. Everybody now is going to ask you, can not only you work with and lead a human force, but can you lead a digital force? And can you lead a digital force with humans together? That's where our future is, right, Alexa? So you got already proof of it. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, you can stream to live to YouTube Plus, be in Zoom. I didn't know how to do that. Oh, you can do a podcast. You can do a podcast for me. You can do a chat bot. And then you can even basically get me a phone number where I get an intelligent agent, not just even talking about ChatGPT, but specifically for me. I pay you. So that's what I want. Okay? Anything else I need to review? Daniel,
Yeah,
you have a comment?
don't submit the peer review yet. That's supposed to be submitted after the final submission is done.
Right.
I had a person submit it, so I have to return that.
Yeah. Make sure. Even though people are saying, hey, I know everything is great, that needs to be, that maybe we need to send out a note, Daniel, to make sure, you know what I mean? Or maybe make it sure, of combining those together, maybe,
I'll hide it until after the first. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe hide the peer review till after at least the
At least after
presentation.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, the presentation. You know what I mean? I want it maybe at the presentation, but at least before that, the other parts of recording, right, can be done. But maybe I'm gonna make them as two separate. You know how the peer review is with
Yeah.
the recording. I make those as two separate assignments. Peer review and then what's next. And maybe we should even shorten that time. You know what I mean? Make that, even if it's that day, make it like by noon that day or something. And then make if something is, when's this class? April 30th, when?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Maybe make it at 2 and then the peer review by 5, because I want them to take time to do the peer review as well. Do you know? And make it for all the
Yeah.
other classes, make it like 3 hours earlier. And you can submit your recording earlier. So Alexa, if it's perfect, the next day, that Tuesday, you can do the recording. I'm not going to not submit it. I just don't want the peer review to be done because there's still a lot of work to be done. Even the recordings. Let's say somebody doesn't show up for the recording. It's a possibility. I wouldn't want that. Right. And you've already done the peer review. Right. So that's why we want to do it. They contributed to making it even better than what I said. Anything else? Things that come up, all the time, Daniel, that we don't think about, that we keep on. And that's it. It's almost like agile development, right? Keep on improving it as we go along. We're definitely agile, if nothing else, huh? And I appreciate it, Daniel. And again, my best to Daniel, he volunteered. I didn't even ring him into it to do another. He said, let me do another session for the group. So I give him kudos for that, really, always. Okay. Isn't that great? I'm blessed, I'm telling you, with such good students and TAs. I always wake up thinking about that. All right, so we'll end early. I'll stay here and answer any questions anyone has. Okay, I'll be here for everyone. So stay with me to address any of your issues. Okay. So Daniel, if you'd be so kind and do the honors of
Yep.
our attendance. Almost our last, right?
Yeah, one more.
One more attendance. Well, that
And
last
stay until the
attendance,
end if you need anything.
yeah, need anything. And if we need to even go into breakout rooms or something, we'll do it. So what is it? 12.95. What is it? 12.95. Perfect. Everybody can read that. Everybody responds well to attendance. We should maybe take attendance maybe 4 or 5 times during the class. There's such a, it's like a button.
Yeah.
Gets everybody's attendance, wakes people up somehow at attendance. And then let me turn off while those that want to see me, I'm going to make sure that I want to stop recording.